over the Bronx River, which is the only freshwater river that runs through the heart of New York City. Approximately 23 miles long, the Bronx River provides an excellent habitat to turtles, fish, ducks, and migrating birds. Asia is the continent with the largest number of deer species and is well known for its deer diversity. As we approach our first meadow, we'll be on the lookout for two deer species, the axis deer as well as the barastinga, and also the black buck antelope. Currently, you will be seeing India's national bird, the peafowl. Did you know that only the males are called peacocks? The females are called peahens. The males use their long, colorful feathers to attract the peahens. Those are not really tail feathers, but back feathers, and displaying those beautiful, colorful feathers is the peacock's pride and glory. Ladies and gentlemen, the axis deer as well as the barastinga have moved out of this area, but we will be catching up to them shortly. I will be telling you a little bit more about them in the meantime. The axis deer have spots, and they're native to India and Sri Lanka. Most deer species start their life with a spotted coat, but as they mature, those spots fade away. What's special about the axis deer is that it keeps its spots for its entire life. The Bronx Zoo has exhibited axis deer since 1899. Coming up on the right, you will see some small huts. These small huts represent an important conservation story. Here's a little bit more on that.
In 1970, there were estimated to be only 66 of the barastinga deer remaining in central India. But this population was saved by the cooperation of the local Indian community. Like the shacks you see here, there were many small farms using space in and around India's Kanha National Park. These people were coming into contact with the deer and the tigers that were also living there. Through cooperation with the Indian government, local communities agreed to relocate their villages. By moving, the farmers still had land to farm, but the tigers and their prey got more room to roam.
We all know that a species that is extinct no longer exists, like the dinosaur, the dodo. The next animal you're going to see was on the verge of extinction. In fact, the Mongolian wild horse was extinct in nature and could only be found in captivity. Recently, there have been some reintroductions of Mongolian wild horses in several areas of Mongolia and China, from herds of North American and Asian zoos. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to inform you that there's a new family member, and it's a baby. And this baby, when you see him, is a month old today. Excuse me, it's a she, and her name is Bianca, and she's coming up on the right. Once again, this baby's 1 month old today. This is the only true wild horse living today. Their appearance differs from domestic horses in that they have a stockier build, shorter legs, and an erect mane which is missing a forelock. There are also genetic differences that distinguish these wild horses from domestic horses. Captive breeding of Mongolian wild horses started with a group of 28 animals in 1901. The Bronx Zoo received its first Mongolian wild horse in 1902, and we have maintained our herd since then. Here's a little bit more about the Mongolian wild horses.
The first accounts of Mongolian wild horses come from rock engravings, paintings, and even cave drawings that date back more than 20,000 years. And the first written accounts were from Tibet, sometime around 900 AD. But these horses remained largely unknown and unnamed to the Western world for many years. During an expedition to Central Asia in 1879, a famous Russian explorer and naturalist, Colonel Nikolai Przewalski, encountered the horse in western Mongolia. Because of his discovery, this species is also known as Przewalski's horse.
Ladies and gentlemen, I momentarily stopped the train because there was a peahen on the track. Okay, are you wondering why some of the trees are wrapped in wire? We know that the trees are very important because they provide the shade that our animals need. But sometimes the animals will eat part of a tree or rub up the bark with their antlers. If a tree loses its bark, it can die. So we make sure our trees are animal-proofed. The wire helps protect the trees from the animals. As we look for the animals, think of where you would go if you wanted a shady spot, a quiet place to rest, or a little grazing time. Coming up next, we'll be on the lookout for another endangered species, the gaur. Ladies and gentlemen, please keep in mind that in this exhibit, the gaur like to hang out towards a foreign center. In the meantime, I will tell you a little bit more about them as we catch up to them. The gaur are the largest of the wild cattle in the world. Males can weigh over 2,000 pounds. That's as much as a small car. They stand up to 6 feet tall and are 10 feet long. With their large size and impressive horns, a male gaur can fight off just about anything, even a tiger. What threatens these huge animals is the loss of their Asian habitat and the diseases they can catch from domestic cattle. Here at the Bronx Zoo, we have a special program to help Gower. Here's a little bit more on that.
Here at the zoo, we help Gower and brow antler deer and many other species by participating in cooperative zoo management programs called species survival plans. The name says it all.